Argentina didn't enter the FIFA World Cup 2022 as a perfect team. They entered as a team carrying pressure that had built for more than a decade. A nation waiting for redemption and a captain carrying the weight of history. Then came the shock that nobody expected. Saudi Arabia. One defeat and suddenly everything collapsed. Tactical confidence disappeared, structure looked fragile, even belief was questioned. But what happened next didn't define weakness. It defined transformation. Argentina didn't try to fix everything at once. They simplified. They reduced risk. They stopped trying to dominate games and started trying to control survival. Against Mexico, we saw the first sign of recovery. A tighter midfield, less spacing between lines, more discipline in transitions. Against Poland, the structure became clearer again, controlled possession, safer build-up, more vertical intent when space appeared. But the real identity only formed when pressure increased. Because Argentina were not built to cruise through tournaments. They were built to respond to chaos. Then came Australia in the round of 16. A match that looked controlled on the surface, but underneath, every transition carried danger. And then the Netherlands match. A game that completely broke structure. Late goals, emotional escalation, tactical instability, penalty pressure. Argentina were pushed to the edge of elimination. But they didn't fall. They adapted emotionally as much as tactically. Then Croatia arrived in the semi-final. And this time, Argentina delivered control. Not chaos, not survival. Control. Precision pressing, perfect timing in transitions, clinical finishing. And finally, the final against France. A match that had everything. Dominance, collapse, momentum shifts, and psychological warfare. 120 minutes where Argentina lived two lives. Champions in control and survivors under pressure. But they endured it all. And that endurance became history. Argentina's tactical identity in 2022 was not fixed. It was fluid, adaptive, and situational. They didn't rely on one system. They switched between 4-3-3 and 4-4-2 depending on game state. When they needed control, they slowed the rhythm. When they needed danger, they accelerated vertically. Their midfield was not about creativity overload. It was about structural discipline. 2 or 3 passes at most before progression. No unnecessary possession. No wasted circulation. Just intent. Defensively, Argentina operated in a compact mid-block. Not aggressive pressing at all times, but selective pressing at the right triggers. Backline stayed disciplined. Fullbacks rarely overcommitted unless possession was secure. But the real weapon was transition football. Every recovery became a potential attack. Every loose ball became a trigger. And then there was Messi. Not just as a forward, but as a free tactical intelligence system. Dropping deep between lines. Drawing defenders out of shape. Creating numerical imbalance without touching the final action. Argentina didn't build attacks around Messi. They built space around Messi. But even champions carry weaknesses. And Argentina was no exception. When matches became chaotic, their structure began to stretch. Defensive spacing became vulnerable, especially when opponents increased tempo through central channels. Midfield control also became physically demanding. As knockout rounds progressed, Argentina sometimes struggled to maintain intensity across 90 minutes. And this created transitional gaps. Moments where the team was neither fully attacking nor fully defending. Game management was another concern. When leading, Argentina occasionally dropped too deep, inviting pressure instead of controlling it higher up the pitch. And perhaps the biggest weakness was dependency on moments of brilliance. When Messi was tightly marked, or when individual execution dropped. The system slowed in creativity. This was not failure, but it was vulnerability. A team that could win any match, but not always control every phase of it. Argentina didn't win because they were the most dominant team. They won because they were the most adaptable team under pressure. After the opening defeat, everything changed. The coaching staff made a crucial decision. Stop overcomplicating the system. Instead of forcing dominance, they built efficiency. Compact shape, direct transitions, clear roles. No confusion, no hesitation. Every knockout match became a psychological test. The Netherlands game tested emotional control. Argentina almost collapsed, but learned how to survive pressure storms. The Croatia match was tactical perfection. Midfield control, timing, execution, balance. And the final against France was football at its purest chaos level. Momentum shifted constantly. No team fully controlled the match, but Argentina controlled the moments that mattered. That became the difference. They didn't avoid pressure. They absorbed it. They didn't escape chaos. They mastered it. And that is why they became world champions. Now the story moves forward to 2026. And this time, Argentina is no longer the finished product. They are a team in transition. The golden generation is evolving. Younger players are entering. Tactical structure is shifting. The reliance on experience is slowly being replaced by athletic intensity. But this creates uncertainty, because replacing a World Cup winning core is never simple. The identity will likely change. More pressing intensity, faster transitions, less dependence on slow build-up. But the biggest question remains: can Argentina preserve its winning mentality while rebuilding its structure? Because in 2026, they will face a completely different football world. France with depth and speed. England with structured pressing systems. Brazil with renewed technical aggression. Spain with positional perfection. Argentina will not be the emotional favorite anymore. They will be the experienced contender. Dangerous, but not dominant. And that changes everything. And at the center of everything, one player defined an era. Lionel Messi. Not just a goal scorer, not just a playmaker, but a system-altering presence. When he dropped deep, Argentina's entire shape shifted forward. When he held the balls, the entire opposition defensive line collapsed inward. When pressure increased, he became the calm point in chaos. His influence was not just technical. It was psychological. Teammates played with freedom because he existed. Opponents defended differently because he existed. And matches changed direction because he existed. In 2022, Messi wasn't just part of the system. He was the system. And in football history, that is rare. So when we analyze Argentina's journey as a whole, we are not looking at a perfect team. We are looking at a team that evolved under maximum pressure. In 2022, they were champions forged in chaos. In 2026, they will be challengers forged in transition. Still elite, still dangerous, still experienced, but no longer untouchable. Because football does not stand still. And neither does time. Argentina enters 2026 with one truth.